But don't talk to people out in the street and don't talk to people in the school about what's going on in your house. Another example of how the religion of Al-Islam dealt with the issue of the secrets is the Quran. There's a surah in the Quran called Surah At-Tahrim. At-Tahrim, the word haram is from that word. Tahrim and haram. Allah Ta'ala said in the Quran, وَإِذْ أَسَرَّ النَّبِيُّ إِلَى بَعْدِ أَزْوَاجِهِ حَدِيثًا فلما نبأت به وأظهره الله عليه عرف بعده وأعرض عن بعض فلما نبأها به قالت من أنبأك هذا قال نبأني الخبير العليم. And remember when the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam told a secret to one of his wives. He told her a secret. And she went and divulged it and told another one of his wives about the secret. When that other wife told the Nabi about it, the Prophet said, yes, some of it is true, and the rest he turned away from it. And then when Allah's Prophet told the one who he told the secret to, he said, why did you divulge the secret? She said, who told you about that? The Prophet said to her, I was told by Al-Khabir Al-Alim. Allah told me that you did that. That's what happened with the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam when he told our mother Hafsa a secret. Hafsa went and told Aisha the secret. And as a result of Hafsa telling Aisha the secret, the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam divorced Hafsa. He divorced her. And when I do like this, I just mean divorce, just divorce, that's all. He divorced her. She became divorced. Umar heard about it, that his daughter was divorced. The community heard that the Prophet also abandoned and boycotted all of his wives. He left all of them because they were having kalam, speech. He divorced Hafsa and left them all and went by himself. The community was nervous. The Nabi has left all of his wives. This is a musibah, big mushkila. Umar radiallahu anhu went to Hafsa and said, what's wrong with you? Why are you being fooled by shaitan? The Nabi doesn't love you the way he loves Aisha. You better stop playing like this. So they went to the Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and Allah Ta'ala sent Jibril to the Prophet, and he told the Nabi, Raji' Hafsa fa innaha sawama qawwama. Take Hafsa back. Don't leave her divorced. Remarry her because she's a lady who's righteous. She prays a lot and she fasts a lot. So if taking care of the secrets was a mundane issue and it wasn't important, why would the whole surah be revealed about this issue and Allah called it At-Tahrim? Why would that be the case? Why would the Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam, who didn't use divorce as a easy weapon, he didn't divorce just like that. If you were divorced by him, it was because something happened. He divorced his wife over an issue like that, which goes to show the seriousness of divulging your husband's secret. The seriousness of divulging your husband's secret. It can ultimately lead to you being divorced. It can create fitna between mother and father, brothers and sisters, and so forth and so on. From the issue of the secrets in the deen of Allah, and there are many issues, is what happened between Hudhayfa ibn al-Yaman. Hudhayfa ibn al-Yaman, how many of you have heard of him before? Hudhayfa ibn al-Yaman. He was a very important companion. Hudhayfa and his father al-Yaman, both of them were companions. He has many issues in his life, many things. But he had a special quality that none of the other companions had. Not Abu Bakr, not Umar, not Uthman, not Ali, no one, only Hudhayfa. And that is that the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam told Hudhayfa, come here. He sat him down and he said, I'm going to tell you the names of all of the munafiqeen, all of the hypocrites. And then the Nabi told Hudhayfa, he's a hypocrite, he's a hypocrite, he's a hypocrite, him. No one knows the hypocrite. No one knows. A hypocrite, for you young brothers in Islam, there's certain words you should know. A Muslim, you should know a Muslim is the one who takes Islam. A mu'min, how many of you brothers, raise your hand, have heard the word mu'min? Raise your hand if you heard that word mu'min. A mu'min is a person who believes, he has iman. Kafir. How many of you heard the word kafir? Raise your hand. Kafir. All of these words we know. One of the words we should know is munafiq. How many of you young brothers heard that word munafiq? A munafiq, you young brothers. A munafiq is the person who inside in his heart, internally, inside, he doesn't believe in Allah. But outside, he acts like a Muslim. He wants the people around him to believe he's a Muslim. I was reading an article that was in the newspaper today, the Daily Mail. It said a third of the Muslims in prison, in some prison in Pelham, I think they called it, they claimed to be Muslims, a third. But when they went and interviewed a lot of the people, they were not Muslims. They just put on the paper they were Muslims so they can get halal meat. Because the menu for the food is better for Muslims than it is for non-Muslims. So those people who are claiming to be Muslims on the outside, but on the inside, they're kuffar, that's a munafiq. As for a kafir, the kafir who is on the inside, he doesn't believe, and on the outside, he doesn't believe. Like the Sikh, like the Jew. These people, they don't pretend to be Muslims, but there are some people who pretend to be Muslims, but on the inside, they're not Muslims. That's a munafiq. And Allah said many things about the munafiq. He said about the munafiqeen, مُذَبْذِبِينَ بَيْنَ ذَلِكَ لَا إِلَى هَؤُلَاءِ وَلَا إِلَى هَؤُلَاءِ. The munafiq, he bounces around. He's all over the place. He's not with the kuffar, nor is he with the Muslims. Wherever he's going to get benefit, that's where, if there's benefit with the kuffar, he'll be over there. When he finds benefit with the Muslims, he'll come over there. So they're always around, all over the place. That's one of their descriptions. One of their descriptions is that when they pray and they're lazy. يُرَاءُونَ النَّاسَ وَلَا يَذْكُرُونَ اللَّهَ إِلَّا قَلِيلًا. When they pray, they don't like praying. Only if people are around and they have to pray, that's when they pray. But when they're by themselves, they'll never pray. They'll never get up to pray by themselves. So they have a lot of characteristics. 3 of their characteristics is when they speak, they lie. When you argue with them, they start to be abusive and they use foul language. If you leave them a trust, they break the trust. There are many, many characteristics. But one of the characteristics concerning the munafiqeen here is they don't take care of the trust. And they're dangerous on the community. So Allah Ta'ala said that the munafiq will be in the lowest part of the hellfire. إِنَّ الْمُنَافِقِينَ فِي الدَّرْكِ الْأَسْفَلِ مِنَ النَّارِ. They will be in the lowest portion of the hellfire. So the Nabi told Hudayfa ibn al-Yaman, may Allah be pleased with Hudayfa and his father al-Yaman, he gave him the names of all of the munafiq. When the Prophet died, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, all of the companions knew, Hudayfa knew the names of the munafiqeen. Umar radiallahu anhu came to Hudayfa and said, Hudayfa, I'm not going to ask you to divulge the names of the munafiqeen. I don't want you to tell me the names of those munafiqeen. The Prophet had some wisdom and some reason why he didn't tell all of these names. So I'm not interested in that. But please tell me, Hudayfa, did the Prophet say I was a munafiq? Which goes to show we have to be people who look at ourselves as being practicing Muslims. You have to see yourself as being Salafi. Inshallah, I'm Salafi. And even if a person says, are you a believer? The Salaf used to say, I'm a mu'min, but they would add on, inshallah. The people of innovation, they would say, don't say you're a mu'min, you don't know. Don't say that. No, you shouldn't say, I'm a mu'min, wallahi. That's what you shouldn't say. But you should say, I'm a mu'min, wallahi, inshallah. You have to add on, inshallah. In the books, the Minhaj al-Salafi and the Aqeedah al-Salafiyah, they always bring this chapter centered around the Murji'ah and the Khawarij. Because the Murji'ah, the people who say, if you say La ilaha illallah and you don't do anything, you are a mu'min, although you don't pray. That's one extreme. The other extreme is the Khawarij. If you do a mistake, you're not a believer anymore, you're a kafir. No, we're in the middle. I'm a mu'min, inshallah, but my iman is weak, my iman is down. When he drinks khamr, his iman came down. When he stole something, his iman came down. When he didn't pray, his iman came down. When he committed zina, his iman came down. When he disobeyed Allah in something, his iman came down. When he obeyed Allah, his iman went up. So he's not a complete mu'min when he makes a sin. Not he's out of the religion like the Khawarij. And we have some people like this in this area, in this city of Birmingham. putting people outside of the religion. So anytime the scholars of the past would write about this issue, are you a mu'min? You should say, I'm a mu'min. Wallahi, inshallah. You have to say, inshallah. Don't be a person who says, I'm the real Salafi. I'm the Salafi. And you're not the Salafi. Allah knows best. As he said in the Quran, Huwa a'lamu biman ittaqa. Allah knows best who has taqwa. وَلَا تَزَكُّوا أَنفُسَكُمْ. Don't praise yourselves. So Umar radiallahu anhu, he knows that he's in Jannah. He's the second best person in this ummah after Abu Bakr. The Nabi is the best because he's a Rasul. And then Abu Bakr and then Umar. He knows that. And yet he said to Hudayfa, did the Nabi make me of the munafiqeen? Hudayfa said, no. And wallahi, don't anyone else ask me because I'm not telling anyone else. So here again, Hudayfa radiallahu anhu, he took care of the secret of the Nabi sallallahu alayhi wasallam. Umar is the Amirul Mu'mineen, and Umar has wara, taqwa, he has a high level of iman, he is asking for a reason that's religious, and so forth and so on. So Hudayfa told him, but he didn't exclude, he didn't include, he didn't explain who's a munafiq, who's not a munafiq, who's a munafiq. He just said, no, but no one else asked me. Don't come and ask me that question anyway, because it may be a munafiq who comes and asks him, and you have to say yes. So he closed the door on that. It's another example, ikhwani, of how the companions, radiyallahu anhum ajma'een, used to keep and protect the secret of one another. So take care of the secrets of the Muslims when they give you a secret, and don't be of the people who go and you divulge people's secrets unnecessarily. If your child entrusted you with something, your boy, he reaches an age where his body starts to change, and he has an experience that makes him embarrassed, and he tells you about it, and he says, please don't tell mom now. Try to keep it secret. Try to keep it secret. But it's permissible to divulge a secret for Islamic reasons. If something needs to be divulged for the greater good of the family, of the community, or for that individual, then it's permissible. As we see with what happened with Hudayfa and Umar radiallahu ta'ala anhu. So with that, ikhwani, we bring this session, inshallah, to a close, and we'll open up the floor for any questions that you brothers may have, or even the sisters can write the questions very quickly and send them over. And our tawfiq is only with and from Allah, the Rabbil Alameen. Hal indakum shay? You guys have anything? Got any water here? Do they have any water in Spark Hill?
Can you tell us a little bit more when it is permissible to divulge secrets?
When is it permissible to divulge a secret? Sure. Someone comes to you, like we have some people, as I alluded to, in Birmingham. Some of them in Spark Hill, some of them in Alum Rock, and other than that, young people, they meet one another and then they decide, for an example, this is just an example, I don't know about this, but we know that it happens. 3, 4, 5 of them come together and they decide, we're going to make a bomb and we're going to blow someone up. We're going to put the bomb on the bus. Let me clarify that. I don't know that that happened. I don't know of a specific case in Spark Hill or somewhere. I'm just saying, we know in the news people got caught doing this. Some people come together and they say, we're going to plot and plan to blow up a bus or the underground or this or that. And you heard about it. You're a practicing Muslim on the Sunnah. And one of those people told you about it, divulged that secret to you. You have a religious, ethical, moral responsibility to stop that. To go to him and say, hey, don't do this. I don't want to get you in trouble. I'm telling you, don't do this. And you try to diffuse the issue in that way, that no one gets in trouble and no one gets hurt. No one, not them or anyone other than them. But if you find that you can't convince those people to not go forward with that plan, you have a religious responsibility to put a stop to that. And if you don't, whatever happens as a result of that, in the deen and the dunya, you're partly responsible. In the deen and the dunya, with Allah and with the kuffar. With Allah, with the believers, and with the kuffar. And why is that? If you knew that people were about to do something that was going to harm people unjustly in this type of way, and you killed them, the Prophet ﷺ said, "Man sanna fil Islam sunnatin sayyi'ah فله وزرها ووزر من عمل بها من غير أن تنقص أوزارهم شيئا. Anyone who does a bad thing in Islam, he will get the recompense and the reward of everyone who worked by that thing without their reward being decreased. So if you do a good thing and people benefit as a result of it, you get the reward. And if you do a bad thing and you had something to do with it, you will get the recompense. Umar radiallahu anhu told the people, if all of the people of Sana'a in Yemen, if they came together to kill a man, they all helped each other. They came together. Some held them down. One made the knife. Another one took the knife and did it. Umar said, I will hold all of them accountable for his murder. All of them. All of them. That's in the deen. As for the dunya, if the people investigate the situation and it came out that you knew about it, they're going to say you are an accomplice because you remain quiet. Now, what about this issue of the people who say, don't be a rat? That's what we call them in America. Don't eat cheese and be a rat. That's a bad person to be a rat. Where we come from. Police come to our community, mum's the word. We don't have anything to say. We don't have it. It's just how we grew up. And if you said something, your mother will slap you and your father will beat you when he got home. Because we looked at the police as being against us and we're against them. Mum's the word. That's not the case in the religion of Al-Islam. We look at them the way they're supposed to be looked at. Certain things, you have to get out there and you have to stop it and eradicate it. And if they're going to help that to happen, then we're going to do it. You know someone who burnt down a masjid. You know who it was. And the police come and ask you who did it. And you say, no, we don't talk to the police. He burnt the masjid down. So the point here is, don't listen to these people who say, you're working with the MI5, you're a rat, you're a grat. Don't worry about that. Let them say that. The important thing is what Allah Azza wa Jalla said that you should be doing in those cases. What Allah said that you should be doing in those particular cases. Any more questions, Ikhwani? Jazakallah khair for the water, man.
You know, if someone like does something wrong and they tell you about it, are you allowed to like speak to an imam or something to ask advice so you could help that individual?
Yes, if someone tells you about something that they're involved in or something that they've done and it's wrong, can you go and divulge his secret to an imam in order to help the situation? No doubt. The Prophet ﷺ, his wives, were approached by 3 men who were asking, how was the Prophet in his house? And they told those men, he used to just be cooling out in his house. He didn't do a lot. He was just relaxed and he would be with his families. When the 3 men heard that, they said, he didn't do a lot. One man said, I'm going to pray all day. The other one said, I'm going to fast all the time. The other one said, I'm never going to get married. When his wives told the Nabi of that, the Nabi went out to the people, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and he said to the people, what is the condition of some people? Ma balu aqwam. What is the condition of some people who said, I'm going to pray all the time, I'm going to fast all the time, I'm not going to get married ever to women? So he didn't expose them, but he exposed their problem. He didn't say, what's wrong with Ahmed and Bilal and Salman who said this and that? He didn't say that. So if you come to know about a situation that someone told you about, then you can go to the imam and put it to him in an ambiguous way. What is the ruling of the person who's doing this and that, and how can we do something about it? This is something that is permissible, inshallah ta'ala. So the whole issue requires some comprehension, some fiqh. You may even be allowed to even divulge the person's name depending upon what's going on. That imam may be the imam of that person who you know the issue about and they're very close, and you know that the imam has the ability to deal with the situation and to put him on the sirat al-mustaqim. So you tell the imam about it and you tell him his name, but you tell the imam, but don't let him know it came from me. Address it in a way where he's not embarrassed and so forth and so on. So now that the imam knows about the problem, he can rectify it. And you told the imam about the secret. And the reason why you did it was because of a religious reason that you knew was going to correct the problem, not exasperate the problem. Not exasperate the problem. So in these issues, they require taqwa, they require knowledge, they require sincerity, they require discipline. They require wara, awareness. You can't just justify anything and everything to talk and not to talk. No, you have to weigh all of the issues. And this is another reason why it's important to gain knowledge. It's important for us to try to be people who do a lot of ibadah, because the more ibadah that you do with sincerity, the more protection and tawfiq you get from Allah. For the things you can't see, Allah will guide you to those things. As He said in the Quran, الَّذِينَ يُجَاهِدُونَ فِينَا لَنَهْدِيَنَّهُمْ سُبَلَنَا. Those people who make efforts, jihad in our cause, we will guide them to the right way. You pray more, you fast more, you guard your tongue more, you do more good things. Then when you want to make a decision and make a move, you're not sure, is it right? You have some knowledge, but you're still not sure. Because you made a lot of ibadah and efforts, Allah gives you an added weapon, and that is al-hidayah and protection. Wallahu a'la wa a'lam. Any more questions? You little brothers, you have any questions? Sisters, hurry up if you have some questions. We're about to close this out. Hey, little man right there, little man with the glasses. Little man right there. Yeah, you're the littlest one. You have a question here? You sure? Don't be scared. You sure, man? Okay. Then we're going to stop here, inshallah, and we hope to see you brothers in our next meeting. Keep continuing to try to come out to take something away from these talks. Every talk, inshallah, you want to go away with something new that becomes a part of who you are and a part of the repertoire of the things that you're trying to do. So take care of the secrets, you young brothers.